How are you? We, the humans, sometimes we are enjoying the good relationships with each other. At certain other times, there is a kind of conflict between us and other people, which will lead to, sort of complaints against the other guy, against the other person. Some of the time, these complaints are so big that it become cognizable for the court of law, and we do have to approach the authorities for this purpose, that this person has committed something very drastic against me, and for that reason I am knocking the door of the justice. So I think in a situation like that one, it is the right of every individual to go to the court of law and seek the justice from there. But many a time the complaints against each other are not so severe at all, not so dire at all, and in that case what does happen, that these remain unresolved for quite a lot of time, because the people, they don't want to apologize, because the people, they don't want to forgive, and failing to apologize, failing to forgive, this create quite a messy atmosphere. It remain a burden upon our mind and heart, and it remain a burden upon our nerves as well, because we are not seeking the forgiveness from another person, and we are not forgiving to another person, and for this reason we are facing lots of anxiety and the mental stress. If at all today we are very strong and we are very 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 healthy as well, and tomorrow once we become weak and old, it might not remain a bearable thing at all. I think in a situation like this one, it is very important indeed that we seek the forgiveness on the one hand, and we learn to forgive the other people on the other hand, because the both of these things are extremely important. For what purpose? For letting us live in a normal life. And if at all we are unable to lead a normal life, who is going to suffer? We ourselves are going to suffer. So today we have made it a topic of our discussion, that why it is important to forgive, why it is important to seek the forgiveness. So let's begin. Why it is important to seek the forgiveness, why it is important to apologize. So there are four major reasons why it is so important. Number one, it is that it helps us maintain relationship, maintenance of the relationships, carrying on of the relationships. It is so important. That is, apologies help repair and strengthen relationships by showing empathy, by showing accountability. Apologies help repair, and help repair on the one hand, help strengthen on the other hand. Relationships are repaired and relationships are strengthened by showing empathy, by showing accountability, through asking forgiveness and seeking the apologies. It means that we are showing the empathy, because empathy means putting ourselves into the shoes of another person and feeling the pain of another person. And if at all we have hurt anybody, we have made to hurt anybody, I think then, as far ourselves is even concerned, it becomes very important to seek the forgiveness. The second major reason, it is that it restores trust. It does restore the trust level as well, since apology can rebuild the trust and demonstrate a commitment to change. Since apology can rebuild the trust and demonstrate a commitment to change, for that purpose it does restore our relationship at all. It does restore our level of trust on the other hand. Now the third major reason why it is so important to seek the forgiveness from other people, to seeking the forgiveness from those people who have been hurt by us, by any of our action, by any of our word, by any of our attitude. So for that reason, the third major reason why it is so important to seek the forgiveness, and it is reduces guilt and shame. Yes, it does reduces a lot as for the guilt is concerned, as for the shame is concerned, because the guilt and the shame, It keep us under the stress, and we feel unable to lead a normal life at all, because we find ourselves under the burden of shame, and under the burden of guilt. I think it does reduces the guilt, it does reduces the burden of shame. The fourth major reason why it is so important to seek the forgiveness from other people, that it promotes personal growth. It does promotes the personal growth. Apologies encourage self reflection. Apologies encourage self reflection, helping individuals identify areas for improvement. Helping individuals identify areas for improvement. Apologies encourage the self reflection, and it does promote the personal growth, because it does identify the areas of improvement where it has become a lot more important to improve ourselves. Now, these are the four important reasons why it is essential to seek the forgiveness from those people who have been hurt, either by any of our action, by any of our words, or by because of our attitude. Now, the second segment of our today's talk is that what is the importance of forgiving? Why to forgive the other people? I don't want to forgive the other people. Why to seek the forgiveness from other people? There are reasons. The first reason is that it releases negative emotions. It does release the negative emotions, and keeping the grudge against anybody, and keeping ourselves biased against anybody, it is totally and absolutely bad. I think what is needed is that it does releasing the negative emotions. Forgiveness allows individual to let go of resentment. Forgiveness allows individuals to let go of resentment, to let go of the anger, and to let go of the hurt. All of these are, negative emotions. So we must have to release them. But but forgiving other people, it does allow us to do all that. Now, the second reason is healing emotional wounds, healing of emotional wounds. And why to heal the emotional wounds? Because it seek the forgiveness can facilitate emotional healing and reduces the stress. Yes, forgiveness can facilitate emotional healing and reduces stress. As for the emotional healing is concerned, unless and until we are emotionally healed, we cannot lead a normal life at all. As long as we are under the burden of stress, we cannot lead a normal life at all. I think as for this forgiving other people is concerned, forgiveness can facilitate emotional healing and reduces mental stress. Now, the third important reason why it is so important to forgive the other people, it because it restores peace of mind. Peace of mind, peace of mind is of prime importance. Maybe it is something which should not be sacrificed at all, and it does restore peace of mind. Forgiveness can bring a sense of calm, and forgiveness can bring a sense of closure as well. I think, see, that is, forgiveness can bring a sense of calm and a sense of closure of that particular matter. So for that reason too, it is very important indeed to forgive the other people, as it restores peace of mind. The fourth important reason, that is, fosters personal growth. Yes, if at all somebody want to grow personally, I think they cannot grow personally at all unless and until they learn to forgive other people. Forgiveness encourages self reflection. Forgiveness encourages empathy, and forgiveness encourages understanding as well. For all that reason, forgiveness is very important, because it does fosters personal growth. By forgiveness encourages self reflection, forgiveness encourages empathy, and forgiveness encourages understanding as well. So these are the four important reasons why it is so important to seek the forgive it is so important to forgive the other people. Now, lastly, why apologies and why forgiveness? Why apologies and why forgiveness? Number one, because it preserves mental and emotional well being. It does preserve the mental well being, it does preserve the emotional well-being. Unresolved conflicts and forgiveness can lead to anxiety, can lead to depression and other mental health issues as well. So for that reason, unresolved conflicts and unforgiveness can lead to anxiety, can lead to depression, and can lead to other mental health issues. For that reason, it is so important that we do, forgive, apologize, and forgive, preserve mental and emotional well being. Number two, it strengthens the relationships. Apologies and forgiveness can deep Apologies and forgiveness can deepen relationships and promote a sense of community as well. Apologies and forgiveness can deepen relationships and promote a sense of community as well. Now, the third major reason why apologies and forgiveness is important, because it encourages personal growth. Because it encourages personal growth. That is, apologizing and forgiving fosters self-awareness. Apologizing and forgiving fosters self-awareness, fosters empathy, and fosters self-improvement as well. So if at all we want to be better aware about ourselves, it is important self-awareness. If at all we want to be empathetic, we want to have the empathy, then to, and lastly, if at all we want the self-improvement, it is essential as well. Now, at the end of all that, we need to know what will happen if at all we fail to apologize, if at all we fail to forgive. What will happen? What might happen if we fail to apologize, if we fail to forgive? Number one, because of the damaged relationships, the relationships become damaged, and unaddressed conflicts and unresolved hurt can lead to the strain or broken relationships. Unaddressed conflicts and unresolved hurt can lead to the strain or the broken relationships. Number two, it is emotional turmoil, unforgiveness, and unforgiveness and unaddressed guilt can cause ongoing emotional pain and distress as well. Unforgiveness and unaddressed guilt can cause ongoing unforgiveness and unaddressed guilt can cause ongoing emotional pain and ongoing distress as well. So my the third major reason, it is the missed opportunities for growth. Failing to apologize and failing to forgive can hinder personal growth, self awareness, and empathy. Failing to apologize and failing to forgive can hinder the personal growth, can hinder the self awareness, can hinder the empathy. So, for all that reason, missed opportunities for growth, and that is the third major reason. That is what is going to happen if we fail to forgive and if we fail to seek the forgiveness. Now the bottom line or the conclusion is that the, the conclusion is that apologizing and forgiving are essential. Apologizing and forgiving are essential for maintaining healthy relationships, for promoting personal growth, and for preserving mental and emotional well-being. Pay attention to these few words, please. And it is apologizing and forgiveness are essential for maintaining healthy relationships, for promoting personal growth, and for preserving mental and emotional well-being. By choosing to apologize and by choosing to forgive, we can create a more positive, a more empathetic, a more compassionate environment for ourselves and for those around us as well. I think that we will remain under a lot of burden. But this all burden can be released if we learn to seek the forgiveness, and if at all we learn to forgive other people as well. It will restore our normal life, our personal growth, our better relationship, our peace of mind, our happiness, and we will become a full of activity person. And as for failing to seek the forgiveness, failing to forgive other people, it does cripple our life, and it debilitates us. And if at all we don't want to have any sort of debilitating effect upon our life, for that reason, it is essential, very important indeed, that we learn to forgive other people on the one hand, and we should seek the forgiveness from other people as well. So that is all from me today.